Ever feel like you're stuck in a loop? You have big goals, important tasks, but somehow you end up scrolling on your phone for hours, promising yourself you'll start tomorrow. That was me, just a week ago. I was the king of procrastination. But I decided to run an experiment. Could I completely transform my habits in just 7 days? The answer is yes. And today, I'm going to share the exact step-by-step blueprint that took me from professional procrastinator to productivity machine. Stick around, because this isn't just about getting more done. It's about reclaiming your time and your life. First, let's get real about what procrastination actually is. For years, I thought it was just laziness. I beat myself up thinking, why can't I just do it? But here's the truth. Procrastination is rarely about laziness. It's an emotional regulation problem. We procrastinate to avoid negative feelings associated with a task, feelings like boredom, anxiety, self-doubt, or frustration. When you face a huge, overwhelming project, your brain's threat response kicks in. It screams, "This is stressful. Let's do something fun instead," like watch cat videos. And that temporary relief you get from avoiding the task is super addictive. It creates a vicious cycle. You avoid, feel temporary relief, then feel guilt and panic, which makes the task even more daunting. Understanding this was my first major breakthrough. It's not a character flaw. It's a self-protective mechanism that's gone haywire. Once you see it this way, you can stop blaming yourself and start finding a real solution. So, how do we break the cycle? My first strategy was to make my tasks less scary. On day one, I picked my most dreaded task: filing, a mountain of paperwork. Instead of thinking I have to file all these papers, which felt impossible, I used the 2-minute rule. The rule is simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. For bigger tasks, the goal is to just start for 2 minutes. I told myself, I'm just going to sort one single pile for 2 minutes. I set a timer. And when it went off, something amazing happened. I had started. The initial friction was gone. More often than not, I found myself working for 10, 15, even 20 minutes. That tiny, non-threatening start was all it took to bypass my brain's fear response. This simple trick is incredibly powerful because it builds momentum, proves to your brain that the task isn't as bad as it imagined. Next, I tackled my environment. On day 2, I did a distraction audit. Our brains are wired to take the path of least resistance. If your phone is sitting next to you, buzzing with notifications, you're going to pick it up. It's inevitable. So, I made distractions harder to access and work easier to start. I moved my phone to another room while I worked. I used a website blocker to cut off social media during work hours. I cleaned my desk so the only thing on it was my laptop and the one task I needed to do. I even laid out my gym clothes the night before to make my morning workout a no-brainer. This is called temptation bundling. You pair something you should do with something you want to do. For me, it was listening to my favorite podcast, but only while cleaning the kitchen. By designing your environment to support your goals, you're not relying on willpower, which is a finite resource. You're making good choices, the easy choices. Day 3 was all about getting clear on my goals. Vague goals like be more productive are a recipe for failure. They don't give your brain a clear target. So, I learned to set SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of work on my project, my goal became write the first 500 words of the project introduction by 11 a.m. today. See the difference? It's a clear, actionable command. I broke down my big, scary projects into tiny, bite-sized pieces. My weekly to-do list became a daily list of just 3 to 5 critical tasks. Completing each small task gave me a hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, which motivated me to tackle the next one. This process of breaking things down is called task decomposition, and it turns overwhelming mountains into a manageable series of small hills. You don't climb a mountain in one leap, you take it one step at a time. With my goals set, day 4 was dedicated to mastering my time. I adopted the Pomodoro technique. It's incredibly simple. You work with intense focus for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 of these Pomodoros, you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method is genius for a few reasons. First, the 25-minute block is short enough that it doesn't feel intimidating. You can do anything for 25 minutes. Second, it forces you to single task, which is far more effective than multitasking. Third, the scheduled breaks prevent burnout and keep your mind fresh. Knowing a break is just around the corner makes it easier to resist distractions. I also started time blocking, where I scheduled every part of my day on my calendar, including breaks and buffer time. This eliminated decision fatigue. I no longer wasted mental energy deciding what to do next. My calendar told me exactly what to focus on and when. On days 5 and 6, I explored tools and resources that supercharged my progress. I started using a project management app like Trello to visualize my workflow. I had columns for to do, in progress, and done. Moving a card from in progress to done was so satisfying. It was like a digital pat on the back. I also discovered the power of accountability. I told a friend about my 7-day challenge and my specific goals for each day. Just knowing someone else was aware of my commitment made me far less likely to slack off. I checked in briefly at the end of each day. This could be a friend, a family member, or even an online community. The point is to create external pressure that reinforces your internal motivation. Don't underestimate this step. We are social creatures, and we are hardwired to not want to let others down. Finally, day 7 was about reflection and planning for the future. The biggest lesson I learned is that productivity isn't about becoming a robot. It's about self-compassion. There were moments during the week when I slipped up. I got distracted. I felt lazy. But instead of spiraling into guilt, I practiced self-forgiveness. I'd acknowledge the slip-up, remind myself why I started this journey, and gently redirect my focus back to my plan. Beating procrastination isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing practice. It's about building a system that works for you, understanding your triggers, and being kind to yourself when you fall off track. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. So there you have it, the exact 7-day plan that helped me conquer procrastination. It started with understanding the psychology behind it, then moved to actionable strategies like the 2-minute rule, designing my environment, setting SMART goals, using time management techniques like Pomodoro, and leveraging tools and accountability. The journey doesn't stop here. This is your starting line. I challenge you to try your own 7-day experiment. Pick just 1 or 2 of these strategies and implement them this week. Start small. Your journey to overcoming procrastination begins not tomorrow, but right now, with one small, intentional step. You have the power to change your habits and achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building a better life. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which strategy are you going to try first? Let's support each other on this journey. We'll see you in the next video.